Hey guys, I'm going to tell you why standardized tests are not improving education in America today. So they've been around for almost 3 centuries now, and the use jumped when the No Child Left Behind Act was passed in 2002. In Richard Phelps' article called Estimating the Costs and Benefits of Educational Testing Programs, they say that standardized testing in the U.S. has been estimated to be a multi-billion-dollar industry, though proponents have accused opponents of exaggerating its size. So they're not improving in today's America because there's a small amount of achievement improved in the classroom for the kids. Kids are not getting the small portion of what makes education meaningful, which is super important. And older students don't ever take their tests seriously. So now that I've told you about my reasons to back this up, let me move into my first one, which was that there's not student improvement in the classroom, achievement improved in the classroom. Studies from WashingtonPost.com say that after the No Child Left Behind Act was passed in 2002, the U.S. slipped from 18th in the world in math on the Program for International Student Assessment to 31st place in 2009, with a similar drop in science and no change in reading. So that's a pretty good statistic that shows that there could be multiple reasons why this is happening. I mean, students could not be understanding it. The curriculum that the teachers are provided to teach the students are not matching up with what the tests are testing them on. They could be ignorant and think, why should I have to take another test if obviously it's not helping and it's not improving in America today. So there's many reasons why this could be happening, but it's an obvious statistic that these tests are useless and they're not helping. So now that I've talked about my first reason, let me move into my second, which was that students aren't getting the small portion of what education is and like how it makes it meaningful. So according to Valerie Strauss in her article called The Myths of Standardized Testing, a late education researcher, Gerald W. Bracey, PhD, says qualities that standardized tests cannot measure include creativity, critical thinking, resilience, motivation, persistence, curiosity, endurance, reliability, enthusiasm, empathy, self-awareness, self-discipline, leadership, civic-mindedness, courage, compassion, resourcefulness, sense of beauty, sense of wonder, honesty, and integrity. Now, that's a long list of things that it doesn't provide, and I completely agree. These tests aren't showing this part. Like, education isn't all about a student going to a class, sitting down, taking notes, and that's it, that getting tested on the lecture. That's not what education is. I mean, I'm a secondary education major, and it means a lot to me that I impact my students so that later on in life they're learning other things while they're growing up. It's not just about the subject that I'm teaching, which will be math. I mean, you can incorporate so many things into your program to show that why my education is meaningful, and these tests aren't doing that. They're just being tested on things that they need to be lectured about, which is not interesting at all to begin with. So now that I've talked about my second point, let me move into my third reason. On Russell Contreras' Some 11th Graders Turn Test into a Game article, an English teacher at New Mexico's Valley's High School said in August 2004 that many juniors had fun while taking their tests, and they thought that it would be fun to make patterns. She said that a popular one was making a Christmas tree at the time. So out of personal experience, the tests that we had to take in my high school, I know that I never took them seriously. They told us before, which I don't think is a good idea, that it doesn't affect their grade, but I think they're required to, and since they did, we didn't take them seriously. We got through them and handed it in, and it didn't matter what type of grade we got because it didn't affect us. It really affects the teachers, and that's in a negative way because that shows that they're not teaching the right stuff, even if they are. So older students tend to not care about what grade they get on these standardized tests. So what's the point of even taking them if it's going to be a multi-billion industry that is not even being used to what it should be used to? So now that I've talked about my 3 reasons, in conclusion, I really think that these standardized tests are showing us that they are a waste of money. We're putting way too much time and money into the standardized tests, and they're not being put to the use that they're supposed to be putting to. They're not improving education in America, and education in America is really important because that's what's going to help our world evolve. With all the new technology, education is what matters, and the creativity behind it and the personality behind the people. So therefore, standardized testing is not improving education in America today. Thank you. And here are my note cards, by the way.